My name is Loretta Kvarnström. I am a teacher here at Högskolan Dalarna, and as you most probably hear, I don't come from Sweden. So welcome to this very humble, anecdotal introduction to Swedish culture. Quickly going into a few values that I met. And let me also say, these are not values that are carved in stone, but these are my experiences. Honesty. I was always struck by this when I first came to Sweden. And I'll give you one quick example. I would go into a shop and I would try some clothes on and I would say, oh, I like this and this, but I'm not really sure. And the manageress of the shop said, well, just take them home, try them on in front of your mirror, and the clothes that you want, you keep them and come and pay for them. The clothes you don't want, just bring them back. And for me, coming from a big city, I felt that this was absolutely amazing. On the whole, I was always struck by people's honesty and people's belief that their fellow citizen was also an honest person. Modesty, I was struck by this positively and negatively, I would say. Modesty, that I would say to someone, God, you did a fantastic job. And they would say, me? No, that was nothing. And you will meet this very often when you talk to people, that people will not step out of the crowd and say, yes, I'm the best. So quite modest in that respect. Tolerance. I've been accepted into the community without any problems or any issues. And I feel that many international students here in Sweden and at Högskolan Dalarna have also felt that they've been accepted into the community without any problems whatsoever. I think most students here enjoy the multicultural nature of our university, and it really enriches us all. Equality, I felt extremely strongly when I first came here. Firstly, the equality between people, that everybody has a right to be in this society, everybody has a right to express their opinion, but not only equality amongst people, but equality amongst the sexes, gender equality. That struck me very strongly, and I was very happy about that, equal rights means equal rights between men and women as well. Because as you come here, you realize that society has been built for the expression of rights if you're either a woman or a man, and equality is a very strong perspective issue here in Sweden. Allemansrätt, it's called, the right of access. This is something I know that many Swedes take for granted, but I think it is fantastic. That you can come here and you can go anywhere in the forest. And you can even camp in the forest for one night without permission for the owner. You can pick berries, you can pick mushrooms, all privately owned forest. And I thought that that was fantastic, to be able to go anywhere I wanted, except in people's back gardens, of course, because, you know, I mean, that is your private property. But anywhere in the forest, absolutely fantastic. And this is something that I appreciated very much when I first came, the opportunity, because I came, again, from a major city, and where you had to go on specific paths, and if you swayed from the path, then the owner would be there saying, no, trespassers will be prosecuted. So that's where I come from. So for me, this was, freedom. And a love of peace. Avoidance of conflict, I would put it, but we'll go into that later. But Sweden, as a nation, a very peaceful nation. They don't readily go to war. It was a long, long, long time ago when the Swedes were, in fact, in any sort of war that I don't want to go into. But as I said, they were not involved in the Second World War, for example. They tried to act as a neutral nation. Cleanliness, sorry. This was something that struck me very much when I first came. The Swedes are very clean people. And their houses, well, I've got students in front of me now and they're saying, no, 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 you've got it wrong. But on the whole, in my experience, all institutions, hospitals, which is great, thank you, are extremely, squeaky clean. And I'll give you an example, because as I'm British, I like baths. You know what a bath is? Get into it and you luxuriate in the bubbles and think it's wonderful. And I can shower now and again, I don't care. But I never forget, I had a friend of mine who was organising a trip for some friends to Britain, and she said, we can't use that hotel. And I said, why not? Because they only have baths there. Uh-huh. And what's wrong with having a bath then? It's disgusting, she said. How can you bath in water that is dirty? And, you know, as I said, I didn't understand what she meant. I mean, I'm not that dirty when I get into the bath. Come on, don't exaggerate. But there's this idea that you cannot really be clean unless you have a shower. And showers are very important attributes here in Swedish homes. You will always see a shower. You may not see a bath. That was a bit iffy. Okay. And conscientiousness, hard-working. All my experience, my colleagues, my friends, extremely hard-working and wanting to do a very good job. And here, be on time. This is very important here in Sweden. If you are late, the person that you are meant to meet will not be very happy, because they will interpret your lateness as you can't be bothered to be on time. Now, other cultures have different aspects of this punctuality, but in Sweden, punctuality is extremely important. Be prepared to remove your shoes. Now, as I said, this is something that many Swedes just take for granted. As soon as they put that little foot inside that door, those shoes come off. For me, it wasn't as simple. And so be prepared. The handshake. Now, many of you will say, what do you mean? Well, as soon as you meet someone new in Sweden, you say, hello, my name is Loretta, and you shake their hands. But the funny thing about the handshaking is that it goes on forever. Because really, that person does want physical contact with you, but that's the only acceptable way to touch the other person when you first meet them. So the handshake usually lasts quite a long time because you're talking to each other and you're saying, hi, oh, how are you, and who are you, and whatever. So you could find yourself shaking for quite a long time there. But don't get too close. There is this little bubble around people. My mother came from Italy, so she thought this was hilarious because her best tip was to move people around the room by just getting too close. So she would just talk to them like this and walk around rooms with them while they were talking because they were getting too close. So be careful, don't get too close physically. Another thing that I found out, and these are really small things, but they're quite fun for me. They were fun for me. Dinners, when you are invited to dinner, don't start to drink until the host has lifted their glass and said, welcome. Because this tradition doesn't exist in my country. I mean, as soon as the wine was in my glass, I was sipping it. But you have to wait. The official welcome. And then there's this funny toasting ritual, which I thought was really quite amusing. So the hostess or whoever wants to toast with you, because there's lots of toasting going on, and she or he will lift the glass, look at you and say, skål. And you will lift your glass and look at them and say, skål. And then you look at each other again, and then you take a little sip. You try and time it really well as well. And then you look at each other again, and then you put the glass down. It's all very wonderful. So that's the toasting ritual. Lugn och fin. This is something that I experienced very much, which is also connected. Remember when I was talking about lagom and all this? Lugn och fin, which means quiet and calm. Now, as you most probably have experienced, I'm everything but quiet and calm. So when I'm excited about something, I will be excited about something. And when I'm angry about something, I will be angry about something. But on these occasions that I have have been in this manner, people have said to me, Loretta, lugn och fin. And I've got so angry. I don't want to be lugn och fin. And sometimes when I've been intense about something, somebody has said to me, Loretta, why are you so angry? I'm not angry. I'm just intense, passionate about this issue. And then when I laugh a lot, I get quips sometimes like, what have you been drinking? And I'm thinking to myself, hold on a minute, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Why do they think that I've been drinking just because I'm laughing loud? So I met this quite a lot. And again, it's because many Swedes met somebody that didn't fit the pattern quite of, how people should be. But again, I will not make this into a sort of a negative bit, because the thing was that I was still accepted into the community. But I've nearly been thrown off a train for laughing too loud. Because apparently someone complained that I was too loud, and immediately came to the conclusion that I'd been drinking. And then the train master came out to me and said, you need to be quieter, otherwise I'm going to have to push you off this train. I said, okay. So that's what I experienced many years ago now, I must say. But as I said, lugn och fin was something that I experienced. And then varsågod, because varsågod is also a word that doesn't really exist in my country. Because, for example, if you have food on the table, the host or your mother or whoever will say, varsågod. They will say, please help yourselves. So varsågod is this key word for start acting in any way. So when anyone says to you, varsågod, it means go through the door. Varsågod, start eating. Varsågod, you can drink your coffee now. So varsågod is also quite an important word.